High Limit Racing had two announcements on Monday, the second of which you might have missed because of the schedule release. We discussed that second offering on today's edition of the Sprint Car Unlimited 90 at 9. There were five rule changes announced for the 2025 High Limit season. The first two, lane choice for the pole sitter on the initial start of a heat race and a header rule in regard to the welding point, aren't my focus here. I'm more concerned about the other three, which in my opinion have to do with safety and competition. The first is an in-axle inflation system. The Willy Willy tire stabilizer, say that 3 times fast, will keep the tire pressure constant throughout the race. What you set it at is where it stays, which could be important during those yellow and red flag periods. This is a huge innovation by Ridge & Sons Racing, and after talking to some of the teams, they feel it's a safety precaution on the restarts. The second change is that High Limit is going to allow one in-car shock adjuster inside the cockpit. This could put some control, both good and bad depending who you are, back in the driver's hands. The final one is the wicker bill. The series is going to allow teams to run a 1.5-inch wicker bill on the top wings. They'll stick with the standard 2-inch wicker bill on the front wings. It comes as no surprise that some have scoffed at High Limit going against the grain a little bit. Of course, the biggest concern, forcing teams to spend more money. The tire pressure system is $1,350, and it's not a weekly or even a monthly cost. The shock adjuster, that's a minimal $100. The best part about both, they aren't mandatory. You don't have to run them, so that should limit the complaints. The wicker bill is also cheap, and talking to some drivers and teams, it's a minor change that probably won't make a difference in the racing one way or the other. I almost wish High Limit would have increased it to 3 inches, just to see what it does. If it's bad, you switch back. It's easy. Either way, it's not a big deal to me. As for High Limit being different, I'm on board. These aren't major changes that would prevent a team from running with the World of Outlaws or in the big events. Plus, who knows? Maybe some of these changes would help the on-track product and gain a foothold in the sport. And that's the point here. High Limit is getting outside of the box a little bit. And if it helps the sport more than hurting it, I'm good with it. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Sprint Car Unlimited 90 at 9, and we'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned.